Actual good weather for the northern plains and Midwest, but we got flash flooding for the Southwest, Eastern Rockies, and Southern Plains, and also high wind gusts for Arizona today. Good morning, I'm meteorologist Pew. Today is August 25th, 2025. In these weather forecasts, I feel like I'm like the bringer of bad news, but today I actually have good news. Those in the northern plains and Midwest, you guys are already feeling it. You guys woke up to like 50 degrees today, and we're gonna have highs of 70s pretty much all week, and definitely no severe weather. And the reason why is because if we look at 300 millibars away up the troposphere, looking at the jet stream, we have this really huge trough, and these jet streams are basically the barrier between the warmer air and the colder air. And the flow of these jet streams go from west to east. So if we look at the entrance region of this trough, it's bringing in that colder air from the north. And jet streams can kind of dictate what happens at the surface. So with these cold air coming through, we're going to have at the surface a cold front going all the way from Quebec down the east coast, all the way down to the south and to the eastern Rockies. With that being said, we generally have a surface low on the exit region of the trough and a high pressure at the entrance region of a trough. And so at the surface, this high pressure is centered around the northern plains or Midwest, and it's bringing in northerly winds, which is cooling down all these areas at the surface. Now, speaking of high pressures, but at 500 millibars or midway to the troposphere, we still have that ridge in the southwest. And this ridge is still responsible for recycling all that mid-level moisture and bringing in that moisture from the Gulf of California, which is why we're seeing a lot of monsoons in the west. So in the west, you guys may already be seeing some remnants of some showers this morning, but we're going to see a resurgence of isolated cells around 19Z or 1 p.m. Mountain Time or 12 p.m. Pacific Time. And some of these cells, especially around southern Arizona, may see a lot of downdrafts with winds greater than 60 miles per hour. And in addition to all of this, the Weather Prediction Center did issue 3 slight risk areas for flash flooding from California to Arizona, the eastern Rockies, and also the southern plains. Most places can see isolated places from ½ an inch to 1.5 inches of rain. But for the southern plains, we're going to see 1 to 3 inches in the next 24 hours. If you guys have already been seeing remnants of the convection from last night moving through, and that's going to dissipate by this late afternoon. But we're going to see a resurgence of some storms and showers by 9 p.m. Central Time, and it's going to last throughout the night. I do want to point out that the mid-level moisture does extend to Washington State, and some of these surface relative humidities are going to be from 15 to 25%, which is relatively low. So we may see isolated dry thunderstorms, and fire may pose a risk. And it's also anticipated that this monsoonal season is going to extend pretty much all week and through this weekend, because if we look at the eastern Pacific, we have Tropical Storm Juliet, and it's going to travel northward a little bit closer to California in the Gulf of California. But some long-term forecast models are suggesting that some of these mid-level moisture may be dragged in by that ridge into the west, continuing that monsoonal season. And also in the eastern Pacific, there is a 20% chance of something forming in the next 7 days. So places like Hawaii is just something to look out for. And that's why we have